Good afternoon and welcome to Joe's Poetry, Excerpts from My Resume, the book title. I know I can't keep myself from saying it, but do welcome to Joe's Poetry. What am I talking about today? There's a lot to talk about in the media today, and I'm sure as a writer we have all thought that we were just going to probably go out and write the perfect poem, news story, story in general. The things that have happened in our community in this past week are reminiscent of the things that happened last year. Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, just to name a couple. What does that mean? That means that there are so many stories out there to write. And as a human being on this planet, you don't necessarily have to belong to that race to show sympathy, or empathy, because, you know, in this great big melting pot of a country that we live in, many of us don't even know how far back our line goes. Some of us think that we all came straight from Africa. I used to think the same thing about myself, but I don't think I came all the way from Africa, because my father's an Indian and my mother is half Mexican. Is there black in me? Well, yeah, look at me. But the fact remains is that that does not necessarily mean that I personally, my ancestors were slaves. However, because of this skin color that I have been treated just like the rest of the people in this country who are my skin color, and that's not a good thing. Now, I don't like to be too political on any of my vlogs, because that would garner way too much conversation and arguments and disputes, and this is kind of like a learning vlog, and I want to keep it that way. But today we, as you know, I have my new job as a producer for Intersections, Word from the Street, on Channel 25. It's a SCN TV Chicago station for Dr. Leon Finney, and I posted on kind of everywhere anyway at this point. I posted a video of an interview that he did on Fox News regarding the race relations. I want everybody to just take a look at it. You don't have to like it, but it will be good for you to listen to. It's relevant to everything that's going on right now. And to just make people more aware of what's happening in our country. You may live in a quiet, wonderful neighborhood and nothing happens, but trust me, things are happening in this country and around the globe, and we have to make ourselves aware of it. That being said, I try to read something every day. As a writer, that's what we have to do. Keep ourselves aware of the current events that are going on in our country and around the world, because you never know where that inspiration to write something that's going to probably be a Nobel Prize winning piece for you is going to come from. I am not that kind of writer. I'm a creative writer. I do poetry, but that doesn't mean that my next piece is not going to come from what I read and saw today, or what any of us have read and saw today. You might be the breakout artist of the year. So get out there, become informed about what's going on in your community and around the world, in the country, and put something down on paper. As writers, I think that we have to commit ourselves to saying that we have to write something even when we don't want to write it, because sometimes something is in your head and you may not want to write it down. But here's the thing that I've learned. If you don't write down what's going on in your head, you're blocking something else from getting out. And when it's a stubborn piece of work, or material, until you write it down on a piece of paper or put it on audio or something, nothing else is coming out. You're going to be like, what was I trying to write? It's just not going to work. And well, that's what happens to me. Today was a great day. I videotaped Intersections, where faith, business, and politics meet, with Africa Porter and Tennille and Jackson were our guests on the show with Dr. Leon Finney. And we talked about black female business owners. And we touched on briefly later on in the show about how we felt about the shootings in South Carolina and the N-word. How many of us even really use it on a regular basis like that? And Dr. Finney has some things to say about it. I quite agree with what he has to say. That show's going to air this Sunday at 5:30 on Channel 25, and again on Monday, Channel 25 at 10 p.m. I'm going to be at the Christian Authors Promoting Success at the APS Bookstore at 7601 South Cicero Avenue in Ford City Shopping Mall. I got it all right that time. From 3 to 6 p.m. I'm going to do a few minutes there, but it's going to be a great expo. Come in, enjoy the venue, pick up some books to read, meet some people that are going to give you a lot of great advice. Dominique Wilkins is throwing it there. Don S. McClure is going to be there. Tennille M. Jackson, that's her store. Go in there. Support each other. Support the black businesses. Because why? Black dollars matter. Now, I'm not going to be any more political than I already have been because it kind of hurts my head. And I got a lot going on in my head right now. Anyway, I have a great day. It was supposed to rain. I'd rather have rain than all of this humidity. But, you know, that's how things are. Check out Joe's Poetry, Excerpts from My Resume on Facebook. My Resume on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. YouTube, I'm on Twitter at Mama Yaya. I'm on YouTube, Joe's Poetry, Excerpts from My Resume. I am on Google Plus, Johanna Bright. You know I love it when y'all Google me, so go ahead, Google me. I'm also on Tumblr and I'm on Instagram. Check me out. Check out what I've written. Buy my book, My Resume. It's at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Powell Bookstores, Books A Million. You can get it as an ebook from my publisher at tapepublishing.com. Or you can just go to my Facebook page, My Resume, and click on the Buy Now button. And get your resume together too. Write something interesting, fabulous, extravagant, funny, poignant. I don't know. But put that pen to paper. Get on that little keyboard and start typing. It'll all come out. And once it does, you'll be surprised what you wrote. And you'll say, oh, that came out of me. Yeah. Be proud of yourselves. Have faith. Everything will be all right. You got to put your fingers to work. Then you got to put your feet to work. And see what happens. You all have a great day. Joe's Poetry is still working on everything I'm supposed to be doing, which is Mama said. Not giving away anything just yet. You all have a great day and enjoy.